So hi, welcome to the broadcast. I wasn't going to make it this evening, but I've managed to sort most things out. Got a few things left to do. My daughter is 5 tomorrow, so I've got things to prepare for tomorrow's party. So I've done most of it now. Just got a few things left to do, party bags and decorate and stuff. So this might be a shorter stream than usual because of that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So it's just 5 tomorrow. Those of you who've watched me for a long time may remember that I one time breastfed her during not a stream, but during a video that I posted. I was breastfeeding Kamala like 2014. So she was like 1 or something. So it's quite funny. She's now 5. So welcome. So I do these streams every Thursday evening at 8:30 p.m. in the UK time, and Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. again UK time. I'm going to start doing a monthly. I'm going to call it a silent sitting once a month, I think, which I'll post about on my website rebekahmaroon.com. So you can join that once a month. But yeah, I'll get around to sorting that out next week or something once things die down a little bit here. I'm going away. I'm going to Legoland as well next week, I think. So last minute trip. So lots to do. But yeah, I'll post that when I get around to sorting it, arranging it. But yeah, every Thursday and Sunday I'm here, and it's free, twice a week for a non-duality sitting talk. And you can ask questions to me. You can either message me written or you can call in on Skype. And my Skype is Rebekah Maroon. And this is all linked below this video on YouTube. If you forget what time I stream, or my email, or my website, or my Skype name. So what I tend to do during these streams, I just sit around for a bit and then I introduce the subject, and then I open it up for you to message or ask questions, call. I quite like this for see what happens, what is spoken about non-duality. I really have no clue about how to respond to questions, how to introduce anything. It really is fresh. It really is spontaneous. It really is coming out of nothing, and I just love that. I love that. That nakedness, I love it. I think it's so beautiful. And I must have reached some level of bravery to like sit here and have nothing to say and then just see what happens. What have I called this? Let me just check. Oh yeah, I remember. I remember. What was never broken? Oh, how beautiful. What was never broken? What was never broken? Just to say, it just came to mind, my house is just a mess. It is, I hate it. It's so messy. It's really, I used to be quite tidy, quite organised, and with the kids this past year or so, I've just become so, being single again, getting divorced, and I've just lost all control of the house, and it's just had to really just get used to living in a pigsty. Just like, it's awful. Their room is just a mess. It's really bad. I just have no time to clean it properly. I'm just like maintaining it, just to keep living from day to day, just maintaining it so it's livable. Weekends I'm free of kids, but I have things to do, shopping and this and that, and a bit of time for myself, swimming or something if I can, and it's just, there's just no time to really clean. So just thought I'd share that. I have to hire a cleaner or something, I think. And a cook. Not fond of cooking. A cook and a cleaner. Yeah, anyway, yeah. So, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? What I'm talking about is that there's something here that has always been here. Something here that can never not be. Existence. Existence is. Life is. This is. This isn't talking about what happens in particular, what the colours are, what the flavours are, what the scenery is, what the appearances are. It's just that this is happening. These changes, these sceneries, these movements, these appearances are happening. Life is happening. It's appearing out of nothing. And it's a total mystery. No one knows what this is, how this is. It just already is. And then after or in that comes an inquisitive mind. How, why, what is? But it already is prior to those questions, to that thinking mind, to that intelligent mind, trying to analyse and box and know. That isn't wrong, that appearance of an intellectual brain, that it can question and inquire and find things out and know and understand things. It's just like it's limited to that. It's limited to after the event, if you like. It's limited to afterwards. It can't know beyond itself. It can't know prior. It can only know form and things, objects. So this is a discovery of that which you can say is prior to form, that which is unknown and unbound, that which is not appearing as form, that which is empty of any quality, of anything, that which knowing and quality appears in. A discovery of that which is untouchable. So how can it be discovered? Well, not by that which is touchable. It can't be discovered by that which is already in form. It can't be discovered by the human brain, by the intellect. The mind can only go so far in understanding this, understanding concepts and ideas about this. It can never cross that line beyond knowing. It's limited to knowing, subject, object. So I don't know how this happens, but that mystery is revealed. That nakedness is revealed, not to someone, it's just revealed as the nature of all things. As what is looking, as what is living. It's like a hypnotism has happened, and it seems as if you're looking out and have become hypnotized by what is apparently appearing, hypnotized by it, embroiled in it, just lost in it, lost in it. Lost in the appearances. Lost in the illusion. Lost in the artwork, in the movie. So this is a discovery that you were never in that movie, that what you are is what's allowing the movie to appear. You were never born into that. You never existed as someone, a character in that. But that character was appearing and playing a role, having a story, having a part to play, having a part to play out. And it was never leading anywhere. It was never leading to an ultimate fulfillment for that character. That was a role being played in fulfillment, in home, in wholeness. this isn't a personal waking up where you, as that character, as that human, wake up. That human becomes free to play, to be as it is, becomes free of that hijacker, of that vampire, of that controller, trying to make the movie go a certain way, trying to find fulfillment for that human, for that character. And that was the trouble, that was the heaviness, that was the burden. You had to control life to make it work out for that human, for that character, for that story. What a burden to take on. But that's what happens. So this isn't about life becoming perfect for that human or that character. It no longer matters because you aren't that character anymore. You aren't that human. You aren't invested in it in terms of fulfillment. Obviously, life is still appearing seemingly through that character, through that human. So there'll be a moving towards a pleasure for that human, a natural wanting to be happy, a wanting to be fulfilled, a wanting to express whatever the human wants to express. Just fullness of the human, the fullness of the character. But without it being about fulfillment, without it being so important. Just letting life paint what it wants to paint. Letting life move the way it wants to move. You're offline. I'm online. I'm online, Polly. Oh, Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll do questions. I wasn't sure whether I'd finished my introduction or not. But so this is it. This is it. This is life happening. It's uncontrollable. Life happening. Unpredictable. Life happening. Constantly changing and moving, flowing. It just exists. It's just happening. It's just happening. Why is this your problem? Kundalini rising. I've heard about that sort of stuff. I used to be into different spiritual things like that. Kundalini rising. Could I speak about it? I'm not an expert in Kundalini rising. All I can remember from it is like there's some energy that you can bring up from your root chakra up through the chakras. It can open each one and through the top crown chakra, and you reach some kind of enlightenment or something. It's best to seek out somebody who knows about that to ask about it. I'm not at all trained in Kundalini rising practices or theory, so it's best to look for someone who is to ask questions about that too. So thank you, Polly. Hi, Claudia. Oh. Hi, Martin. Hi, Paul. Anne. Hi, Rebecca. Other speakers talk about nothing happening. Could you describe how that is for you, Anne? Other speakers talk about nothing happening. How that is for me. I can't really discuss other speakers, what they say. I don't really know what they mean or how they were saying it, what context they were saying it in to you. So I don't really didn't like to discuss other people, all other speakers. Can you put it in a different way or something? Like, a lot say there's nothing happening, not to me, just generally a lot. Are you not happy with that description? What part of that is disturbing you, or you're not clear about, or why do you need to ask me about that? Sorry, didn't hear as I was typing. Just could you rephrase the question to me? Like, what do you want to know? Because you're asking me, basically, I think you're asking how is nothing happening to you? How is nothing happening? How is that happen? How is that for you? How do you experience that? Is that what you're asking me? How do I experience nothing happening? Yes, okay. How do I experience that? I don't experience that. Like, there is nothing happening. There is nothing happening. But that's not the experience. Life is happening is more the way that I feel it. Like, life is happening. Fullness is happening. It's just life happening. Everything's happening. But that everything is nothing. So nothing's happening, but it's everything. I think what happened here was the nothing part was discovered first of all. This seeing that thoughts aren't true, what thoughts are saying aren't true, that thoughts are like clouds in the sky. They come, they say something, and they've gone, as if nothing happened. And all of this is nothing. This fullness, this everything is nothing. And that is freedom. That is freedom. Because we're so attached, identified with things, with form, that this nothing part must be seen. This emptiness part, this loss of everything, so that nothing is left. But then, like, everything will stroke you. You can't stay in the mountaintop of nothing. Everything will pull you back out. The emotions will pull you back out. The anger, the whatever it is. The fullness will pull you back out of that part. I think it's really important. It's an important part, that leaving it all behind. People literally move. They go to the Himalayas or something, and they go to retreats, and they stay, and they hibernate. They see through all the attachments, all the identities. Netty, not this, not that, not this, not that. Losing it all. But then everything has to come back. If what you are has really been discovered, everything can come back and not harm you. Can it all be let back in? And this is the real part, that this coming back into the human, the fullness of the human experience. And this to me is love. It's love. The nothing and the everything is love. Is completion. It's wholeness. Wonderful description. How long were you empty? I've always been empty. I've always been naked. I was never clothed. I was never something. There was just this illusion playing, that I was a small, limited human, that I was this, I was that. It was never true. It's like a foam top of the water. It's never really touching. It's just a top layer. It was never the actuality of the glass, of the water in the glass. Just this top layer being blown away. And there's just water. It was never really covered up. It just seemed that way. There was an appearance of it being covered up, of it being broken, of it being separate. A separate story was playing. But it was never true. It was never the reality, the actual reality. Just a film playing, giving the impression that this is divided, that there is someone linked to this body, moving through time. What a beautiful discovery. What a beautiful discovery. Like you don't exist. You aren't something. You are nothing and all things simultaneously. What love. What beauty. Oh, you're welcome, man. It was really lovely. It's really nice. Thank you for your question. Oh. Yeah, I don't recall having any Kundalini experiences. I mean, various things happen, like energy. I could feel chakras spinning, but nothing like that. I was never shaking and all these kinds of things, but I've heard it can happen. Yeah, I don't feel qualified to discuss Kundalini really. I don't really know, but I just feel to say, like, it's not gonna lead to anything. Like, it's not more important than anything else. Like, we invest in these special moments, these special spiritual things that happen, but it doesn't. I remember being in Portugal at Muji's home, his ashram, and seeing that the mountain. I remember really laughing. Like, the mountain was real, but so pretend and fake. Like, it wasn't really real. It wasn't a real mountain, yet it was vibrant and alive. It was really bizarre. And he smiled and laughed. And seeing at Tony's retreat, Tony Parsons in Wales, seeing a tree in the garden. And again, it was the same thing. It was so fake. It wasn't real. And yet it was so alive and bizarre. But it doesn't, holding that as an important thing, it doesn't mean anything. It's just what is happening, and it's not important. It's beautiful when these things happen, but that's not more important than what's currently happening. So watching a program on TV or shouting at something, or the kids or something, or it's not more important than anything else. These high experiences that we long for and want to work out and understand and put them into our timeline and measure ourselves against them. It's just not important. But yeah, find somebody who's into that, and yeah, I don't want it to lead anywhere. I just want to understand more, so I'm not so afraid of going mad. I would say look at that fear of going mad more so than the understanding Kundalini. Look at why you're afraid of going mad, of losing control. That's more important. Look at that fear of losing control, losing that safety of knowing who you are, where you're at. Because that has to be lost. Knowing who you are, knowing you are sane and not insane, not mad. You're welcome. Hi, Moro. I always get your name. Maro. Hi, Maro. Hello, Rebecca. I generally try to use self-inquiry, but I also feel the need also to pray to God. Can you suggest how? Another question, do you feel connected to Ramana Maharshi? I use self-inquiry, but I also feel the need to pray to God. Can I suggest how? Suggest how what? How you pray or how you self-inquire? How to pray. So you feel the need to pray. But then you must have an idea what prayer is. You must know how to pray. If you feel the need to do it, you must have an idea what it is to pray. Or are you asking for my permission to pray? Like if you're allowed to pray. I'm asking if you can suggest how to pray. Well, the only way of praying that I'm aware of is just speaking. So speaking out loud or in your head, just speaking and, I don't know, asking for things or saying thank you for things or discussing problems out loud or in your head. That's the way that I would see prayer, or how I know of prayer. You speak as if speaking to someone. And you can really, because that person isn't here, you can say anything and you say everything and you're really open without judgment. That's the way that I did it. I kind of had this idea. I was Christian, so this idea that God knew me. He knew me beyond anyone human knew me. He knew everything about me. He knew my heart. It was a deep connection to something. And so to speak or pray would be really easy. But so yeah, sorry, I don't know how else to suggest you pray. But you must know that, how to pray. You must know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Another question: do you feel connected to Ramana Maharshi? No, I don't. I don't know Ramana Maharshi. I know the name of Ramana Maharshi, but I've never really studied him. I went to Arunachala. Yeah. No, Arunachala. God. Yeah, that mountain in India. I went to the mountain and I saw one of his ashrams where he lived. Was that him? Yeah, that was him. Yeah, I can hear Mummy. I'll be 2 minutes. Yeah. Hang on, Josh. Sorry about that. What was it? Oh yeah, Ramana Maharshi. Yeah, I don't really know much about his life other than he lived on the mountain in India and things. I don't really know much about him. But I don't I don't know him as a human, but I know who he is. I know who he is. I know who everything is. Everyone is. I know what animated that form, like what animates this form. Thank you, Mauro. I'm not sure if I've answered your question, but thank you for asking it anyway. Polly, a ton of fear comes up when you ask to look at the fear, so instantly something to work with. Me too, I pray to God. I don't pray anymore. But when I was younger, I used to pray. Paul's and Anne. Yeah, yeah. That's lovely, Anne. Whoever she is. Hi, Heel. I feel prayer and self-inquiry are like training Kundalini energy. It's all for by me, and to keep me in control. Sorry, but beautiful what you said. It's all. Maybe means it's all for me, by me, to keep me in control. No, like just said in my words, it's all love. Yeah, it's sort of. Okay. Ooh. I was at Saturday. Yeah, I know who you are. I remember a while ago. Yeah. Okay, so thank you for joining the stream. I'm back here Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. So you can join me as well. And that's it. See you then. Bye.